In this video, I'll be showing you how to build this amazing real estate website. Whether you want a real estate website for rentals or for property sales, this website has you covered. Now, you can see, let's just scroll down a little bit. You can see we have this search form and you can put in your location, put in your house, I'll just say Miami. Let's say I want to rent a house anywhere in Miami. I can also integrate my Google Maps API keys here. I don't have that integrated right now. I will say I want an apartment, rooms. I'll just say okay here. Rooms 2 plus. And you can go to advanced settings. I want it to have air conditioning. I want it, let's say 1 plus. Yes, this. I'll say 0 to 200,000. And then I'll click on search. I don't have any property that fits that description. So I'll come back to home. Let's just say I want to remove this, and I search. Still no property. I'll come back. Since I don't have any property for that, I'll look for New York and I'll just search. Now I have properties. So these are the search results here. And I can go back here. These are featured properties. If I click on any of these, you see this is the one I added last. You can see you have this region here. You have the gallery. If you click on any of these pictures, it changes. And you have the overview. You have this information card. You have the location here. And you have the energy consumption, which you set on the back end. You have these property details. You can attach documents about this particular property. You have amenities, and then you have even floor plans. So this is the first floor plan. This is the second floor plan. You can embed a video. And when somebody wants this property, they can just click, type their name, type their email address, type their phone number, write a message, and they send a message to you. And boom, that's it. You can also search from here, this particular part. You can also choose to remove all of this. There's a mortgage calculator. There's this send message. There is also a list of properties. All of this, you can get rid of them if you don't want them. So going back to the website, you can see we have these beautiful areas here. And then we have these property sliders. All of these, there are widgets for this to add them very, very easily. And then you come down. You can also click for services. And you can also click here to inquire about the different services: property management, real estate investment, commercial property sales, residential sales, and leasing. And you can configure even the footer. So without much ado, before we get into the nitty gritties, you need web hosting in order to get this website up and running. The first thing you need to build a website is web hosting. And in that case, we are going to be using a very good web hosting I just discovered. So simply go to donodio.com/Tamera. Tamera as in THAMARA. And it's going to bring you to this page. Now, this is the website of Tamera Hosting. They are one of the best new hosting providers. They are not actually new. They've been around for several years, but I recently discovered them and I've been using them ever since. And they are simply amazing. Now, when we go to their pricing, you see they have the startup plan, which you pay $3.99 for 3 months, and then thereafter you can continue. They have the grow plan, which costs you $4.99, and then they have the scale plan, which costs you $8.99. And all of these are just this is for the 3 months, this is per month, and this is also per month. But if you want to pay for 3 years, now this is actually WordPress hosting. But if you decide to get general hosting, which you can still use for WordPress, you're going to be paying a little bit. The payment details are a little bit different. So you can see you have the 2-year plan, the yearly plan, the 2 years plan, and the 3-year plan. So if you pay for 3 years, you are paying $2.49 per month. Now, mind you, all of what I'm showing you here is nothing compared to what I'm going to show you next about Tamera Cloud. So you have these $2.49 and $3.49. And mind you, you're hosting 25 websites. And if you pay $3.49, you're hosting up to 50 websites and up to 100 mailboxes. That is about 2 mailboxes per website. And then if you're paying $7.49 per month, and this is for 3 years, you're going to be hosting unlimited websites, and you have 200 mailboxes. So you can choose that. You can see all the features here. You can see all the features. You have free domain name, 50 mailboxes, 25 gigabytes of NVMe SSD hosting. I did a full review of Tamera Cloud. I'm going to link it in the description. Now, but what makes Tamera Cloud or Tamera Hosting very, very different and really stand out from the competition is when I come to services, and let me click back here, come to services, and you see lifetime web hosting. Now click on it. And this is where Tamera stands out from the competition like nothing. Now, we are not yet at the juicy stuff. You see, for the startup plan, you can pay $398, and you're going to be able to host up to 25 websites for life. This is a lifetime plan. And with up to 50,000 monthly visits, 25 gigabytes, that's everything I showed you. But this time around, it's for life. You're not paying anything per month. You can pay this amount. But here is the funny thing. If I copy this coupon code, you see here, the price is $398. And if I choose this particular plan, and mind you, this is for life. Let me reiterate that this is for life. If I choose this plan, I'm asked if I want to register a new domain. Let's just see, I just put anything there. .com, you choose either .com or .net or .org or .info or whatever. Mind you, you get a free domain name when you purchase hosting from them. And it tells you this is available. I'll click on continue. You can see other variants here. So it's going to prompt me, and it brings me here. And it says, I want to choose this particular lifetime hosting. Now, the issue is that I've already gone through this page, so you may not see what I want to show you here. So I'll just go to incognito mode. I'm now on an incognito browser, and on the lifetime hosting page, I'll just copy this lifetime coupon, click on choose plan. We'll go through the same step. I'll choose whatever it is I want to choose here. This is just for demonstration. And it shows me it's available. Continue. And you see automatically when I come to the checkout page, I have 50% discount. So instead of $398, I'm paying $199. And you can see the domain name, which normally costs $14, is free. And you can come here, you can choose your server location. If you're in Europe, you can choose Germany. If you're in the USA, you can choose USL Vintil. And you can come down here and see all the details. See, and you can choose protection. That's ID protection, such that spammers don't keep writing you, asking you if you want to do SEO services or something of that sort. And then what you can do is that you can just fill in your details here, choose your payment details, either MasterCard or PayPal, add your card number, and then you can just place an order. You can place an order there, and you're going to be brought to your dashboard. I'm just going to show you my own dashboard. Now I'm in my Tamera dashboard. You can toggle on dark mode here because it's a little bit easier on the eyes. So I'm just going to toggle that on. And this is my under services. I have hosting, and you see your domain name here if you have one. And then you can see this is what you have. I'll just click on manage. You can click on manage here because we want to do a WordPress installation. I already have all of that, but I'm just going to show you how to do this. Come to applications here. I already have this WordPress installation, but for you, you may not have it. So what you need to do is you need to click on WordPress here. And then you'll see something like installations and all of that. So up here, click on install. It's going to bring you here. You can put in your domain name. You can select your domain name which you want. I already have this domain name. And then you can give your website a name. Click on, you can choose some default themes from here. And then choose your WordPress version which you want to install. You can give it a username. You can give your password. You can give your email address here. You can generate the password automatically and simply click on install. I already have this done. So when you install, you're going to be brought to a page like this. And when you come to this page, simply click on login and it's going to bring you to your WordPress dashboard. I already have all of this. I'll click on mark this domain as trusted, continue to site. So this is the dashboard of your WordPress website. Now that we have our hosting and we have our WordPress installation, we want to look for the theme we are going to be using. So for you to get the theme, simply go to donodio.com/blue brick. So go to this address, donodio.com/blue brick. Hit on enter and it's going to bring you to this particular theme, which is blue brick, and it's part of the Monster One suite of tools. Now, you are probably going to see a button here that says you should subscribe. I'll just open this now in incognito mode. So this is what you are going to see. I'll go to settings. No, save settings. So Blue Brick Real Estate, this is what we are going to be using. For you to access this, you need to have a subscription. So click on subscribe to download, and then you need to explore prices. Since this is a one-off thing and you just want to use it on one website, you can just pay this $14 a month subscription. But I would advise you, if you are an agency or you build websites as a freelancer, I would advise you to go for this annual plan. Beginning from this, let's say you could start with $14 a month and it's going to cost you $169 a year. And you can also go for this one-time fee, which is $499. This company, Monster One, is a reputable company, so they are not going out of business anytime soon. I would advise you to get either this or this particular one. Or if you're thinking of, you just want it for a one-off thing, probably you can just pay either the $49 per month and you're going to be getting support, or $14 per month. So you only get this $14 per month price if you pay for 1 year. But if you want to pay for just 1 month, you'll be paying $49 per month. I highly recommend this. Why would you pay just $49 per month? Or you could pay $14 per month for 1 year and then get access to unlimited number of themes. So, and plugins too. I recommend this. So let's go back. I'll just go back to my installation here. And since we have this, I already have this downloaded. I'll come back to my back end, the dashboard of my website. So when you download it, you're going to be able to see it among your downloads. You come to downloads. This is my account. And I'll go back, I'll go to appearance, and I want to install that theme. If I come to my Finder, I'm using a MacBook. I'll come to downloads. This is the theme folder here, and it's zipped. So I'll just unlock that. I'll close this. And if I open this, you can see this is the theme file, Blue Brick. I'll just unzip this to see if there is a child theme in it. Blue Brick. Right. So we are just going to install it as it is. I'll move this to trash. No need. I'll come back here. And I want to add theme. Upload. Choose file. I want to go to a downloads folder. Come inside here. Theme file. And then I'll click on install. It may take a little bit of time to install, but once it's done, we're going to be able to import the demo. Okay, it's installed. I will activate that. The internet is really good today. And I'm being asked to install all of these plugins. I'll just go ahead and do that. Select all of them. Click on install and apply. So they'll be installing one by one. All the plugins are now installed. I'll return to required plugins. I want to activate all of these now. Apply. Now we'll go back to plugins. And we see Elementor here. I don't want to configure it from here. Go back to the back end. I still see this. I still want to go back to the back end, and I see the version. There is an update for real estate. You can begin updating the plugin since we have the license key. You can update that. Now that is updated, I want to import my demo data. Go to appearance and I'll click on import demo data, and this is the button here, import demo data. Now in some instances they may ask you to put in your license, so but they didn't ask me. I'll just click on continue to import, and this will take a little while. Once this is done, I'll be able to see a full-fledged website. The import is now complete, but for some reason we have two errors here: fail to import frame and then about image. So let's visit the site, and we have this is what we have. If I go to home, so this is what we have right off the bat. So you can see, you can search for something like, let's say, New York. All right, you need to integrate your Google Maps API here. There is some way we're going to do that at the back of our website, and then you can get all of this search here. So without the Google Maps API, this may not work. But let's just say Miami, and then family house, and then let's click on search. So it actually works. It gives us some results. This is in, anyway, this is not very accurate, but this is in New York. This is something Boulevard. And if we go back to the back end of the website, I'm going to walk you through how to use this website. Go to theme settings, and you click on general. You can upload your preloading icon here. You can turn on or lazy load or turn it off. I'll just leave it off. I'll go back. For the header, you can choose which header you want. Either, let me click on home here. Let it take me to the home. You can choose on the blue brick header. I don't know which other options there are, but we'll just leave it at that. You can make the header to be sticky, such that when someone scrolls, you see it sticks there. You can turn this off, such that the header disappears. I'll make it sticky. And then the header mobile settings, I'll come to that later on. You can change the header mobile logo. And you can enable header mobile menu. You can turn this off such that when it's on mobile, there is no header. I'll turn that on so you can see the header here. So if you turn that off, there is no menu. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but you get the point. And then mobile login. You want people to be able to log in on mobile. You can turn that on or off. I'll just leave that the way it is. Mobile add property button. Look at this. There is this add property button here. We can turn it off. So people cannot upload properties on mobile. It's all up to you. I'll publish that. I'll turn this back to desktop. I'll go back. The footer, you can enable the back to top, which is this button here at the right hand. You can also turn it off. If you turn it off, it will not show anymore. I'll leave it on. I'll come back, come to blog. This is our blog page. So let's click on it to see the settings. Now, blog and post archives, you can make this to be right sidebar and not left instead. Yes, you can make this full width. So it's going to come to this area, to this other section. Archive left sidebar. You can see property filter. You can, what is it you want to put on the left sidebar? You can choose block sidebar. I think I will choose the block sidebar there. So I've added this block sidebar. Here, where you see properties, you can click on this and remove that. Archive right sidebar. You can, if this were a right sidebar, you can choose what you want, but now it's a left sidebar. So we can also click to remove all of this, all of these things, remove all of this search. I've just added these tags here. I'll go to right sidebar. I'll just search for blog. So do I see it here? I don't. Normally I've chosen this to be left sidebar. Let me publish, and then I reload this. It should shift to this side. I'll reload this page. Okay, now you see it has come to the left side. And if we go back to blog post archives, and we made it full width. I don't want it to be full width anymore. I want it to be like this. And display mode, we can make it a grid. Let's explore this. Make it grid 2 or list, which is going to give all of this in a list format. Let's just make it grid 2. Block columns, we can make these 3 blocks, 3 columns, and then we can now make it full width if you like. Since it's now 3 columns, you can turn full width on. It's all up to you. I'll just publish this. I think they should have given us the ability to reduce the size of this sidebar, but this doesn't give us. I think if they are watching this video, they should take that into consideration. Come back to blog, and then left sidebar. For some reason, let's just do it the second time. I don't know why. Number related post. You can make it full width. I'll just go back a notch. And then shop settings, I will not go to shop settings because we are not going to be configuring shop. Go to property settings. Now we want to look at properties. Let's go to properties, the properties page. Click on properties. So these are the properties here. I'll just reload this page once more. So I'll come back to properties. So these are properties here. I click on property settings. Come back. These are property settings, breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are these things you see here. You can turn them off. Maybe you don't want the breadcrumbs to be shown. It should be turned off. We'll reload that. It's going to be turned off. Breadcrumbs background color. I'll leave that as it is. Show phone, full phone number. That's a property. We don't see that now. Enable favorite, enable compare. So let's just publish this and click on one of these properties. I'll come back here, and if I click on this particular property, I've enabled to show full phone number. So it's supposed to be somewhere around here. I don't see there yet. And then compare. So all right, I'll come back, and then breadcrumb style, vertical, all of that, show full phone number. I'll come back, property archives. This is where we are right now. We can make this to be right sidebar so that let me just reload this. The changes are not taking effect. I'll come to property settings, property archives, and you can make this to be right sidebar, and you can make this to be full width. Properties. This is properties. You can make this to be full width. You can change the sidebar to left or to right. Let's see that. Anyways, we'll just leave it to be left sidebar. And you can make this full width. You will see that take effect when we reload the page. And it can be grid, it can also be list. I'll just leave it to be grid. And you can make it 3 columns. I prefer 3 columns. And pagination style, let's say infinite scrolling. I'll publish that. Now, when I reload this page on the front end, you'll see all those changes. And then single property. Do you want to show the social icon? You want to show EU energy? Do you want to show details? Do you want to show attachment? If I click on this particular one, it's going to take me to a single property. Show amenities. These are all the amenities here. If you turn amenities off, you see we don't see them anymore. So that was my mistake. You want to show materials. You want to show location. Where's the location for this one? This is it. I'll turn that off. Okay, that's not the location it was showing. I'll turn that on back. Okay, this is it. This is it. With the map, show video virtual tour. You can turn that off so you don't see it anymore. You can also show facilities. These are the facilities. You can turn this off. So this is a very versatile thing. All of these show sub properties, show related, all of that. Show print button. No, I don't want this to be printed. I don't want anybody to print it and put it on their catalog. So I'll publish that. So that was my mistake before. Everything is now shown. If I go back and then I go back to property archives, I go to property settings. You can just mess around with these. Now I'll go to the agent settings, and these are agents. If I click on pages, I want to look at agents. The agent pages are not here, but this is an agent. This is an agent here. This is an agent here. So you can go ahead and change all of this here for the agent. Now there are also agency settings for those who list properties as agencies. Now let's go back to the back end of this website, and we want to go to properties. So the theme set options are still here, but we'll go to properties for now. If I go to properties, I scroll down, these are properties. These are a number of properties. Let's just view this particular one on the front end. So you see this is a property, and all the information, all the things we edited, you can see them here. If I click on compare, I can click on compare, and you'll be able to, once we set this up, you're going to be able to compare between two properties. I'll go back to property settings. I want us to see how to add a property. But before then, let us click to edit this particular property. So it has is featured, which means if I come to properties, you see this is it here, Sunny Meadows. So it is a featured property, and I want to believe it's also going to be on the home page, because mostly featured properties, here it is, you see that. And then if I come here, I can change this information here. This is the name of the property, and I can configure the property types here. I can add a new type. Let's just see. Townhouse is already there. Condo is already there. Let's say luxury villa. I will add this luxury villa. So I can change this from apartment to luxury villa. And you can also remove some of those, but not from here. And then the location, you can add new locations: Atlanta, Florida, Los Angeles. You can also add the status. Is it for sale? Is it for rent? And then labels. Is it rented or is it sold? So when a property is rented, you can come and tick this. So that's nobody goes to pay for it again. You can also, if it's a property for sold, you can mark it as sold. And then these are amenities here. You can add other amenities. Also, you can come to amenities here, open this in the new tab, and then you come and add amenities here. You can also delete. Let's say you want to see there is something like maybe room service. I will just say room service. I don't need to write this here. It's automatically going to populate that. Click on add new, and we now see where's room service. Here's room service. All right, and I'll close this for now. Close this for now. And here you see locations, labels, amenities, materials. We can also add materials here: block, brick, rock, wood, and we can also see paper. like they do in the USA. They build houses with paper. That's it. We can also field manager. So you can manage the fields and where each one appears. So you can drag this one to be on top of this property label field, property, all of that. You can change the way each field appears. Take, for example, you see now after this uh, description, we have this featured field. So I can say, no, I want featured field to come down under property type. Now, but you need to update this. I'll update again. It's been updated. If I reload, I'll reload. So if I click on basic information, additional, this and that, for some reason it's not changed, but that's to show you the possibilities. So property ID and all of that. Let me see if on the front end it has changed. I'll go back here, go back, right? Some reason it hasn't changed, but normally this fields manager issue is that it hasn't updated here. It hasn't updated. Let me reload this. The issue should be with my hosting, with my current setup, because I'm using local host for this. Now let's go back to this. Go to basic information. This is featured. Additional information, the property ID, um, parent property, quality house for sale, rooms. You can add the number of rooms, the number of beds, the number of baths, the number of garages, the year built, and all of that. So let's just add a new property so we can see all of this in effect. Let's just say this is new property, and then I'll come to all properties. I just want to add, copy some information. Sky, sky purple. I'll copy this or paste it here. Is this featured? Yes, I'll make it featured. Additional information, property ID, I'll say GV Zoo 90. Parent property, I'll just leave this. I don't want to give you the parent number of rooms. Let's say this one has 5 bedrooms. Beds, it has 7 beds. Baths, it has 9 baths. Garages, 1. Year built. Let's say this is a medieval house. Expiry date for this property listing, let's say the 28th of February. Home area, it is, let's say 7,000 square feet. Lot dimension, we'll just say 20 by 30. Lot area square foot, let's say 1,200. And then we come to energy class. I will say A. Energy index in kilowatts. I'll just say this house requires like 7,000 kilowatts to function. Price, it should be about $2 million, and it should be dollars. Price suffix, no. Price custom, I'll leave that. This is enough. Location should be, let's say, I'll say 2193 Lafayette. Let me just search for any popular address in Arizona. Missouri Avenue. What's it? Along Missouri Avenue. I'm looking for a proper address, an actual address. So, oh, pardon me. Where am I? I've added an address here in Arizona. We can't see here because we don't have um, Google API keys yet. So that is that. Let's just go ahead. Media, you can add media here. Gallery. Go to pexels.com. Pexels. I'll look for property. All right. Let's click on this. I'll save this. Medium property. I'll just scroll down a little bit from this. It's going to give me similar pictures. Right. Which other one? Yes. I'll go for medium. And others. This. And all right. This last one. All right. So when it comes to properties now, close this out. I want to add my gallery. So I'll go to my downloads folder. All right, it shows me this. I'll just add that there. Um, this browser is very generous. So gallery, um, attachments, all right. I will select this other four. So they will be my part of my attachments. If they don't populate the gallery, then I'll add. All right, so this is the gallery. I was supposed to do this instead. Um, you know what? Let me remove this. I'll upload this again. I'll add that and to upload these files individually. Select that. So I'm adding them to the gallery. So we have 5 pictures in the gallery. I'll remove these attachments. You can remove some of these. You can add a video link or go to YouTube and search for property. You know what? I'll just say luxury mansion. All right, I'll use this copy link address and I'll come here and paste that there. You can also have a virtual tour. I don't have that, so I'm just going to skip that. Amenities. Um, so you can choose amenities from this site. We're going to come to that site later on. Come to facilities. Um, I think facilities should be here. You can add all of that. I may not add this for now. Valuation. Floors. You can add floor plans here. The name of the floor, number of rooms, I'll say first floor. Or this particular one first. First floor has 2 rooms. But let's just say this has 4 out of. Then it has 5 baths. Then the size 3,500 square foot. Then the content you can write that. Preview image. Let's just use one of these pictures here. And second floor, I'll see second floor. Second floor. It has So we said we have 7 rooms. Second floor now should have 3 rooms, um, 5 baths. Size should also be 3,500. And then the preview image should also be this. And let's just move to the next, which is author. I'll just leave that. We can also choose the type. This is a luxury villa. Location is in Florida because of good taxes. It's for rent. Let's just say for sale. And then we have these amenities. We have all of these. We can also add some more. And then it was made of rock and brick, rock, brick, and block. Featured image should be, of course, this one. Um, you know what, that image doesn't show very well. Let's see, I'll see mansion. I want to put the image of a mansion here. Any of this will do. Okay, this medieval mansion looks good. I'll come now and want to select. This is it. Okay, and then I can publish. And if I preview this on the front, so this is the property, this is the mansion, picture of the mansion, and this is the gallery. See, when you click, changes. And this is the price, it's $2 million. This is the overview. Has 7 beds, 8 baths, 1,200 square feet. And then energy consumption, you see it's around 7,000, which means it's really energy efficient. And then property ID, rooms, all of these. And then these are the attachments. I could normally, it's better for you to attach PDFs and docs here, amenities, materials. And then you see this is the floor plan. This is the first floor. We should have had an actual floor plan here. Let's go to Pexels and look for floor plan. Floor plan. All right. So we have these floor plans here. We can just use some of these. Of course, they are just mock floor plans. Come back and I'll come to floors and I want to change this picture. Oh, import that, use this. The same for this, we'll use the same thing. Use this. It's uploaded. You can update that. So these are the floor plans. And then this is the video. And then you can read this from here. You can just go ahead and read this from here. So this, to me, it's really, really good. It's a really, really good theme. It's quite detailed. And somebody can write from here. And SMTP is already set up in the back end. This is my current email address because it's a dummy email address given me by localhost. You can put in your phone number, your message, and you can send a message. We go back to the back end. Let's look at agencies. So these are the different agencies that publish stuff that are part and parcel of this website. And then locations, you can add their different locations. You can add categories. Let's go for to agents now. These are the different agents, Agent Pakula, Nina Walker, and all of that. So that's where you configure them. I will go to headers, header builder. You can customize your header from here. This is currently what we have. So you can customize your header from here. Or click on this. You can change your logo, make it whatever you want. You can also change these particular menu items. Simply come down to menu. I'll go back to dashboard. go to appearance, menus. You can change all of these from here. Let's click on the main menu. This should be in the navigation menu. No, that's not it. Main menu, click on select. Now we can configure the menu from here. And if we go back, we go to other options. Let's go back to the theme options and see what we can do from here. So we see the register form, enable register agency, enable register agent. Now, if I go back to the front end of my website, I want to go to the home page. If I scroll down, you see we can make an inquiry about this particular property or any particular property management, real estate. So you can make inquiries about that. This is also a form that is built in the back end. Let's click on edit. This is the form. It's actually a contact form. Oh, I've messed that up. Let me just reload. You can configure that form from the back end. Go to dashboard, come to contact forms. It's loading. Scroll down, click on contact form, and this is contact form 7, and this is the ID. Title is property form. This is it. So you can click and edit this form. This is the form giving you all this information here. Now let's look at the search form. Click on search, or click on that. So this is the search form, and if this particular theme has its own search widget, if I come, it says Apple's property search form tabs. I'll scroll, come to this is blue brick elements and Apple's property search form. Let's look for that search form. Let's just search here. So this is it. Property, and it talks about search form tabs. Let me preview this on this particular tab. Now this is a tab because it has rent and sales. So when I click on rent, this is going to be the form for rental properties. And like I said, you can add your Google Maps API here. Let me search for New York, and then let me just search and see the results. Okay, all of these are New York, but it shows me Miami here. So we'll need to configure the Google API keys, but I will not show you that in this video. So if I click on this, you can customize this as you want, and you can make it horizontal. You can also make it vertical. So you can have this form as a vertical form, but you need to change the styling. And then the style, let's see style. You can make this style 1. You can also make it style 2. Now let's go back to horizontal. And then the tab for rent, you can configure it from here. You can also decide which advanced settings you want to show. Now, if I click on this, this is amenities. So I can choose instead to show prices and regions here. You can customize the different advanced functionalities that are here. Now I have amenities, these amenities. I have bats, I have beds, I have price. Now, if I click on this is amenities, this is bats, this is beds, and this is price. Let's say instead of bats, I wanted to choose, let's say type. And then I click on advanced. You see type. And if I click, it shows me all of this. But I already have property type here. So I'll just select bats. And that is how you configure it. And you can also configure the tab for sale. and do the same thing here, and then just publish. Now here inside here, if I click here, items, under items, you have this particular, you don't need to have this if you don't know how to configure all of this, because it has a background and then it has this property on it. The property is added using an iframe. You must not necessarily have this. You can just remove yours. So these are iframes which are added. This is the particular property. You add the property ID and it shows, and this is the other property ID. So we have two here. And we can also have featured properties here, and you can just drag the Apple's properties widget and add it here. Now let's go to the bottom of this page. I want us to see some of these widgets here. I will search for Apple's, and if I click on Apple's post, you'll see this is the blog section. And I go back to Apple's achievements. Let's go back to Apple's property slider. So I'll add an item slider 1, and you can add the background image like we saw here. This is it at work here. This is a property slider. So you add a background image and then you can add a property ID. It's going to give you this property snippet there. Go back here, come to Apples, and I want to add another widget to show you what it gives. Oh, I keep having to search on Apples. I wish I could just pin all of this, or to add to favorites. I don't know how many I can add to favorites, but then testimonials, Apple's testimonials, and then you can add testimonials. You add the content, you add the image of the person. Let's say this particular person. You can add the content. I'll just, and I copy some text from here. And paste it here. And the name, Jennifer Wang, and that's the testimonial. And you can put the property she's testifying about, and then the link. Then you show nav or something of that sort, so that it's going to show an arrow, show pagination too under here. And then the layout, you can use special. Or you use special too. You see, you can use, let's say, white, or you can use default. That is all up to you. Now let's go to the next page. Now we're on the properties page, and I'll click to edit with Elementor. And this is, let me go back to the properties page. I'll click on edit with Elementor. And you notice this is one of the things I love the most about this theme, is the fact that it already has a pre-built sidebar widget. Let me just search for sidebar. So you can use this sidebar, just drag it here. And when you click and drag it here, you need to choose a sidebar. And it's going to be properties filter sidebar. It's a pre-fixed or a pre-built widget for this particular theme. And then on this side, first of all, you can click and just add the iframe or the shortcode for properties, and they work seamlessly together. They work seamlessly together. And when you use other themes, you discover that this is one of the most difficult parts to configure, because a lot of times you are trying to configure this on the side of the custom options, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy to do that. But for this, it's already been set here, so you just use that. And already the theme knows that where it sees these real estate properties. That is where the search form should default. Let me go to search forms, to the search form. I'll go to the home page. Pardon me, I'll just close some of these pages. All right, this is the home page. If I come back to the search form, um, you don't see anywhere to determine where the search results go to. There is nowhere that is set. But this theme, it has been set to automatically detect where this particular shortcode is, and that is where your search results are going to appear. So this makes it a lot less complex for you, the user of the theme. If I go back, I'll leave. And then you can see other pages like the contact page. You can just configure this to your liking. And you have a 404 page. This is what, if somebody goes to a broken link, this is where it takes them. And then the About Us page, of course, you can configure this and edit this very, very simply with Elementor. Just add what you want, remove what you want, change what you want. That in a nutshell is how to build a real estate website using this blue brick theme. It's one of the easiest themes I've ever used to build a real estate website, and I'm going to be using it for my own clients. So if you got any value out of this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell. I put out videos like this from time to time about WordPress, about AI, and about web hosting. If you want to be a part of this, my journey, please subscribe to my channel. God bless you. Peace.